A fundraiser to help out local veterans required groups of people to have plenty of muscle this morning at the Appleton Flight Center. This year's Pulling for Honor event featured more than 30 teams of 20 people each in a competition to see who can pull a giant Boeing 757 plane 12 feet in the fastest time. The winner, the Dodge Warriors, met that challenge in just over 8 seconds today, and the Green Bay Rugby Football Club came in second. Former WBAY anchor Bill Jarts was co-hosting the event. Teams are required to raise a minimum of $1,500 to take part in the competition, with the proceeds going towards the cost of giving veterans a free flight to Washington, D.C.
Missions of Honor and Old Glory Honor Flight send our veterans to Washington, D.C., New York, and wherever so that they can be honored. They can go see the memorials that are built in their honor, and really allows us to thank our veterans, our heroes, for really sacrificing everything.
The event has already raised more than $100,000 today, but the final number is expected to be a lot higher as more donations come in over the next week or so.